Welcome to the Archer Shaw Temple Podcast, teachings for sovereign awakening, sacred union, and embodied devotion. I'm Christopher Shaw, here with Aeon Archer. May this transmission meet you exactly where you are and open the next doorway on your path. Let us begin.
Okay, beloved family, let's take a breath together. Let's begin slowly today. Not because there is something fragile here, but because there is nothing that needs to be rushed. Nothing to catch up to, nothing to fix, and nothing to prove. Today, I would like to speak about unfettered joy. So most of us have a pretty good idea of what joy is, but the word unfettered is new for some. So unfettered simply means unbound, not restrained, not delayed, and not negotiated. This is not joy as excitement and not joy as positivity and not joy as something we summon, generate, or perform, but joy that is unbound. Joy that no longer needs permission. Joy that is no longer restrained, postponed, justified, or negotiated. Many of us didn't walk in here unhappy today. We walked in contained, not shut down, not numb, just measured, competent, thoughtful, devoted. And for people like us, joy doesn't feel forbidden, it feels premature. It's kind of like this: yes, but not yet. Or sure, but let me get a few more things in order. Or yes, but let me make sure nothing falls apart. And for those who have worked hard to build stability, to carry responsibility, to hold leadership, to care for others, joy can feel risky, almost irresponsible. And that makes a lot of sense. Because somewhere along the way, many of us learned quietly and intelligently that joy came with conditions. We learned to believe, if I relax, will I lose momentum? If I soften, will something fall apart? And if I allow joy, will I become careless? So joy learned to wait. And I'd like to name something very clearly without judgment. Joy is not resisted because it's unwanted. Joy is resisted because it's untrusted. That resistance, it's not failure, it's intelligence. It's wisdom that learned caution. Most of my life, I searched for joy outside of myself. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, work, money, property, prestige, relationships, you name it. Give me joy, give me joy. So let me go outside of myself and fill my life with all of these things to bring joy. And guess what? I still felt empty. I felt no joy. It wasn't until I realized that I was joy and that I had to move a lot of things out of the way to access it. That's when the magic really happened. So here's the reframe. Joy is not the opposite of depth. There's a quiet misunderstanding that lives in many mature, capable people like us. We unconsciously equate seriousness with depth, restraint with maturity, and joy with immaturity or avoidance. And many of us earned our seriousness. Telling you I did. Seriousness brought competence, right? It restraint brought stability, and control brought survival. So we honor that. But here's the reframe. The problem, it's not seriousness, and it's believing that tension is what makes us deep. There is a kind of happiness that is reactive, a spike, a stimulation, a way out. And then there's unfettered joy. Unfettered joy does not lift you out of life. It settles you into it. It does not bypass pain. It does not deny grief. And it does not float above responsibility. It simply removes resistance. Joy, in its mature form, is not emotional excess, it's coherence. Joy is not shallow. Armor is shallow. And depth does not come from tension, it comes from truth. Because truth allows breath. So here is how joy quietly gets bound. So joy did not just disappear from our lives, it adapted. Joy learned to wait until it was useful so it wouldn't be seen as frivolous. Joy learned to wait until it was earned so it wouldn't provoke resentment. Joy learned to stay small so that others wouldn't feel left behind. Joy learned efficiency because there wasn't time to feel everything. Joy learned delay because trust once had consequences. These were not mistakes, they were strategies. They preserved belonging, they protected attachment, they enabled success, and they helped us survive. So we don't shame them. But here is the truth that marks a new season. The problem is not that we have strategies. The problem is keeping strategies long after the danger has passed. So unfettered joy does not tear these strategies down, it simply renders them unnecessary. You don't have to argue with them, you don't have to fix them, and you don't have to exile them. They relax when they're no longer needed. So joy returns not through effort, but through permission. And when permission is given, something deeper arrives. Not control, not dominance, but authority. Inner authority. This is where sovereignty begins. So at this point, joy stops being emotional and it becomes structural. Joy is what the body feels like when it no longer has to brace. It's what the heart feels like when it no longer negotiates. It's what the nervous system feels like when the present moment is trusted. Joy becomes a signal that inner authority has come home. This is what it feels like to be past the proving phase. Not careless and not passive, but internally settled. Joy does not distract from responsibility, it clarifies it. A regulated system chooses better. A joyful system wastes less energy. Joy, it's not indulgence, it's efficiency of the soul. It's leadership without strain. So here are 3 practical pathways, because you might be wondering, what if I'm not there yet? What if unfettered joy still feels so far away? So let me be really practical here. Unfettered joy is not something that you reach for, right? It's something that appears when you stop bracing. So the work is not, how do I feel joyful? The work is, where am I still holding? And here are 3 simple places to begin. First, notice the brace. Not the story, but the body. At different moments in your day, just ask yourself, what am I preparing for right now? And then soften one place in your body, the jaw, the shoulders, the belly. You don't need to relax everything. One place will be enough. Second, practice permission without outcome. Most people don't deny themselves joy completely, they delay it. So give yourself small permission. 30 seconds of ease, 1 breath without purpose, 1 moment of enjoyment that doesn't need to justify itself. and say quietly to yourself, nothing needs to come from this. That sentence alone retrains the nervous system. And third, choose truth over tension. So tension is often the body carrying something that is no longer true. So ask gently, what am I holding that no longer needs to be held? Don't analyze it, don't fix it, just let your body answer. And when truth lands, joy doesn't need to be invited. It arrives on its own. Nothing more needs to be understood. Nothing more needs to be done. What has been named today can now be received, not by effort, but by allowing. Let us close with prayer. Divine light in us, through us, and all around us. We give thanks for the breath that no longer strains, for the heart that no longer negotiates, for the body that remembers it is already held. May unfettered joy arise not as excitement, not as escape, but as the quiet freedom of a life no longer restrained from itself. Release from us the habits of bracing, the need to earn ease, the belief that tension is wisdom. Restore in us the natural joy of coherence, the calm authority of inner trust, and the deep permission to live fully without holding back. May our joy be steady. May our presence be true. And may our lives move forward from wholeness rather than effort. We rest now in what is already given. We receive what does not need to be achieved. And we consent to life as it is. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Guru Om, Amen, Aho, Ashe, and so it is. So as we prepare to move into meditation, I would like to be very clear. Nothing needs to happen. Joy is not the goal, and meditation, it's not a test. You are not here to feel a certain way. So joy may arrive subtly, as ease, as neutrality, or as quiet aliveness, or it may not arrive at all, and all of that is correct. You don't need to reach for joy. You don't need to open yourself up more. You only need to stop restraining what may already be here. You don't lead joy. You remove the leash, and joy is allowed to be unfettered by effort. My beloved Aeon will now lead us into meditation.
Thank you. Lovely teaching. All right. Grand Rising once again, everyone. All right. Allow our attention to gather here in this moment. I invite you to feel the support beneath you, noticing the contact points where your body meets your chair, the cushion, or the floor. Maybe a gentle uprightness through the spine, finding this easy, natural, receptive place. Allowing the hands to rest comfortably on your legs, in your lap. Gently closing the eyes or finding a soft gaze. Letting the face soften, the jaw relax, all the tiny muscles around the eyes, surrendering to gravity. And let the breath move at its own natural rhythm. For this time together, give your system permission to experience life directly. Joy lives here as coherence and as simple aliveness. Bringing your awareness to the crown of the head, feeling the scalp, the forehead, the space around the eyes, allowing all the muscles of the head to become smooth and spacious. Moving your awareness to the cheeks, the jaw, the tongue resting in the mouth, feeling the throat open and clear. Allowing your awareness to flow down into the shoulders softening, sensing the weight there, feeling the shoulders settling into support. Bring attention into the back of the neck, the collarbones, the upper chest. Feeling the breath moving here. Gentle rise, gentle fall. Allow the breath to be like a tide, arriving, releasing, arriving, releasing. Bring your awareness to the heart space, center of the chest. Noticing warmth or neutrality, or maybe a simple presence. Here is a quiet truth. Joy appears as the heart's natural openness when holding becomes unnecessary. Let awareness move now into the upper arms, biceps, triceps, down into the elbows, forearms, wrists. Feel sensation in the palms of the hands. Feel each finger from base to tip. You may sense a natural tingling here, and that is okay. Sensing the subtle current of life moving through the hands. A living presence, a gentle hum. Allow the hands to become symbols of ease, effortless, receptive, and available. Move your awareness to the rib cage and down into the belly. Feeling the abdomen rise and fall with each breath. Allowing the belly to become spacious, expansive. Bringing your attention to the solar center just above the belly button. This place of will, clarity, and inner authority. Sensing what it feels like when life is trusted. Sensing what it feels like when the system rests in its own leadership. In this space, joy becomes structural, a calm strength, a settled presence, a clear yes to being alive. moving your awareness down into the pelvis, the hips, the seat. Feeling the stability here, feeling grounded, a deep sense of belonging here in the body. Invite the hips to soften. Invite the pelvic bowl to become like warm water, holding you, supporting you. Joy begins to feel like permission to inhabit your life fully, without hesitation. Now bring your awareness into the thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles. Feel the lower legs heavy with support, surrendering the legs to gravity. Gently shift your awareness into the feet, feeling the soles, the heels, the toes. Sense the feet as roots. Feel the earth beneath you. Steady, faithful, present. Now let that steadiness move upward through the whole body, like a quiet blessing. Now widen awareness to include the entire body at once. Head to toe. One field of sensation. Sense the body as a single coherent instrument, a receiver, a living temple. Feel the breath moving through that entire field. Each inhale arrives like grace. Each exhale spreads with ease. Here, unfettered joy lives as coherence. The freedom of presence moving without restraint. Now allow awareness to expand beyond the edges of the body. Sense the space around you. Feel yourself inside a vast ocean of being, open, luminous, endless. As attention rests here, grace becomes tangible. Joy becomes vast. An inner ocean that holds every wave with tenderness. Allow yourself to float in this, held by the great kindness of existence. Inwardly, offer a simple phrase. Joy is free to move. Grace is here. I live from wholeness. Begin to feel the room again. Carry this ocean with you, inside you, as you return. When you feel ready, Allow the eyes to open softly and come back to this place. Christopher will now lead us in the offering moment. Om Namah Shivaya.
Oh, that was beautiful. Welcome back, everyone. What a beautiful meditation. I feel so much joy. So I'd like to speak clearly and with respect. Merkaba Temple is sustained by the people who are spiritually fed here. We have no organization carrying this behind the scenes. Our temple exists because our community chooses to support it. So if you receive from the space, if these services matter to you, and if this temple supports your inner life, then participation is part of integrity. We give where we are spiritually fed. That doesn't mean we give equal amounts. It means shared responsibility. So if you're able, I invite you to participate now. Take out your phone, open your Venmo, and type in Merkaba Temple, all one word, and donate what you can. You can also give through our giving portal at merkabatemple.com/donate, where you can use PayPal or credit card, or even so much easier is setting a weekly, monthly, or yearly amount. Then you don't even have to worry about it every week. Any amount matters, even $1. What keeps this temple alive is not generosity from a few, but participation from many. So thank you, everyone, for showing up, not only in presence, but in support. Let's take a deep breath and let whatever you offered in form, in intention, or in presence settle back into the body. There is nothing more to do right now, nothing to evaluate, and nothing to hold. As we come toward the close of today's service, we turn together toward prayer, not to ask for more, but to rest in what has already been given.
Bring a deep breath in and release. Divine light in us, through us, and all around us. Life moving through all things, quietly sustaining what does not need to strain. We give thanks for the breath that softened without instruction, for the places that released without force, for the joy that did not need to announce itself in order to be real. May what was loosened today remain unbound as we return to our lives. May joy stay steady, not as excitement, but as trust. Release from us the habit of bracing. Release the belief that seriousness is depth and tension is wisdom. Restore the calm authority of a heart at ease. Restore the natural joy of coherence, where truth no longer competes with safety. As we leave this space, may our choices arrive from wholeness rather than effort. May our giving, our service, and our leadership flow from what is already settled within. We place ourselves back into your care, not rushed, not withheld, not afraid, but held, guided, and present. Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Guru Om,
Om Guru.
Amen, Aho, Ashe, and so it
And
is.
so it is.
Thank you for being here with us at Archer Shaw Temple. If something in this teaching helped your body soften or brought you back into yourself, let it keep moving. Share it with someone who's ready. This temple is sustained through conscious participation, through those who feel the resonance and choose to support the work from clarity, not pressure. If you feel called into right exchange, you're welcome to support the mission on Venmo at Merkaba Temple, all one word. And if you'd like to go deeper, you can schedule a complimentary soul alignment session at archershaw.guru. Until next time, take care of your nervous system, walk gently, and stay close to what's true.